Professor Adam Bodnar, the Commissioner for Human Rights, Republic of Poland, for an opening speech. Thank you so much.
I have a pleasure to cooperate with the Maria Grzegorzewska University in Warsaw. We have organized one time a big congress devoted to family rights. And I think it was a very important event for my office, contributing highly to the discussion on the protection of parents and children who are especially in different conflict situations.
On behalf of the World Education Research Association, I'm pleased to welcome you to our conference that is entitled Education and the Challenges of the Multicultural World Interdisciplinary Perspective. It is such a pity that we are not able to meet at this city, and especially at the Maria Grzegorzewska University, that is well known for its hospitality and the high level of educational research. The Maria Grzegorzewska University is a special place on the map of Warsaw, a place where inclusion is the main element of the university mission.
Thank you very much, Professor Agnieszka Cebal-Michalska, for this inspiring speech. I think we feel very welcomed now and welcomed enough to have a really great day ahead of us. In about 20 minutes, the first plenary session will start with a keynote address from Dr. Bernadette Brereton, the president of European Sociological Association's Research Network for Education.
As I said, I feel privileged today to speak to you about the capacity for the sociology of education to make a positive impact in education and society. I'm hoping to be able to share some relevant and recent examples from our research. And I'd like to consider in that the ways that interdisciplinary and inclusive collaborative approaches can yield amazing results with benefits both personally for those involved and indeed for the whole education sector.
And the study that we undertook was a 3-year research study focusing on children and young adults as they transition and leave school and move into adult services. And we were particularly interested in these children and young adults with very complex needs and what the implications were for healthcare.
Expression in spaces with which we professors have power. This may be more revolutionary than any study on racism in the media, especially if both actions, the efforts to transform the university itself and the movement to understand the same problems in other areas, like the media, for example, go hand in hand.
Colleagues at the University of Bath, as well as my PhD student at UCL, was funded by British Academy. We decided to explore this concept of the teaching research nexus and looking at the relationship between teaching and research, how that plays out as far as different models of higher education go.
Talk to adults that are 45, 48 years old, 50 years old, and they're reflecting back on what happened as teenagers. But they might be able to be identified by some as very successful in their career or academically as adults.
When preparing this presentation, I was overwhelmed by the existing body of literature. All the more I don't know the whole of it. It's very huge. And all the more this is not my intention for this presentation.
All people should be granted appropriate medical service for no or a small payment. But you should know that, you as students, you should know that it is not the case all over the world. If you call an ambulance, you have to pay in advance more expensive fare than taxi in some parts of the United States. What is social infrastructure is different from country to country.
To Justyna Pilarska from University of Warsaw, and again to other country. We can do this travel because of a virtual world.
City activism or grassroots activities which use space as a tool for communication with the representatives of other cultural groups or other cultural codes.
What is the project about? I'll just give you a background to the project. And what we noticed is that there is a growing number of children and young people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And they tend to have very complex mental health issues and challenging behaviors.
It's a principle of conscience and morality. You are honest, you respect the law, and you pay the taxes.
State obligations to ensure that its citizens have particular rights fulfilled. There are a set of normative principles. The Vienna Declaration has shared that these are universal, indivisible, interdependent, and interrelated. So that's an important set of principles for us to recognize, but they're legal. These are also largely aspirational.